My grandfather, Fred George, enlisted in the Army in April 1918 at Fort Benton, Montana, near his homestead. He was part of the 91st Division, known as the Pine Tree Division, for the far western states. Grandpa's 362nd Infantry Regiment fought in 3 major offensives: 2 battles in France, the Saint-Mihiel offensive and the Meuse-Argonne offensive, and 1 in Belgium, the Ypres-Lys offensive. At Saint-Mihiel, Americans hoped to break through the German lines and capture the fortified city of Metz. It was the first and only offensive launched solely by the U.S. Army in World War I. Grandpa's regiment was in reserve, just south of Saint-Mihiel. Planes kept going and coming from the front lines all day. The men kept under cover of the wet, dripping woods like hunted rabbits. The attack caught the Germans retreating and proved more successful than expected. The Saint-Mihiel attack established the stature of the U.S. Army in the eyes of the French and British and showed the critical role of artillery during World War I. However, the U.S. attack faltered as artillery and food supplies were left behind on the muddy roads. The attack on Metz was not realized, and the Americans then turned to the Meuse-Argonne offensive. At age 29, Grandpa was a private in the headquarters company, probably a clerk. While he may not have seen action, he had to endure the marching, the food, and the sight of death. We could not serve baked potatoes at family gatherings because he had had to eat so many during the war, often dirty, mealy, or spoiled. There is not a man alive who was in the regiment on the night of September 16th that will ever forget the march to Jubicur. Hundreds of exhausted men arrived in the village at different times during the following day because they were unable to keep up with the regiment during the night. Many soldiers threw away pieces of their clothing, and some even parted with their blankets that they might endure the march. Jubicur was badly wrecked. On the night of September 19th, the regiment moved into the Hesse Forest. Regimental headquarters, Grandpa's company, was established in a dugout at a place called Rendezvous de Chasse, a short distance back of the front line trenches. Perhaps that was here, marked des Alliés. The attack in the Argonne began on September 25th, and you can see where Grandpa's 91st Division advanced the line each day. Near Gesnes lay barren hills, every square rod under fire by German machine guns and artillery. It was there on the 29th of September the 362nd Infantry suffered its heaviest losses. The largest and deadliest battle of the U.S. Army was the Battle of the Meuse-Argonne. While the battle would go on till November 11th, by October 12th, Grandpa's division was ordered on to Belgian Flanders. They went to the Second Battle of Belgium to relieve exhausted Allied troops who had been fighting for 4 years. Grandpa was part of the third phase known as the Ypres-Lys offensive, which drove the Germans east of the Scheldt River. The Flanders Field American Cemetery is located where Grandpa's 91st Division fought in the Ypres-Lys campaign. The dawn of November 11, 1918, was awaited with profound hopefulness. If the Germans failed to sign the pending armistice, Grandpa's regiment would cross the Scheldt for a new attack. At 8 a.m., Grandpa was in Oudenaarde, moving toward the Scheldt, when the historic order was received, directing that all hostilities were to cease at the 11th hour. The advance continued no farther.